The new firmware update for the Insta360 X5, which is version 1.6.18, no longer works with the Boya mic. I have this camera on the old software 1.56 so that we can compare and show you the difference. The biggest thing here is that it seems like the mic is no longer being recognized as a USB-C mic. It's only, I don't know how it's treating it, but it's just not treating it the same. So it's no longer seeing it as a microphone. When I plug this in, you're going to see the lights come on. So you're going to see this right there, bink, and it's going to connect to this mic right there, boom. But you'll know that it's not working properly when this just sits there. So you see that right there? That's showing us that the audio is not actually reading through, and you'll see the difference when I switch over to the white one in a second. But I'm going to give you the audio really quickly so you can hear this. We'll just do that. And so this will be a really quick, short audio test just to show you that the audio is not coming through in this live moment, and that way you'll know that like there is an issue with that firmware and maybe Insta360 can fix it. That'd be great. So we'll go ahead and stop that recording. And this does kind of beg the question of like, when do you want to upgrade your firmware? For what benefit are in the firmware updates that are worth having? And in this case, losing the Boya mic is a big enough of a negative that I wouldn't want to upgrade my firmware. Unfortunately, I lost it for this one, but watch. So that was pretty terrible. And I'm going to go ahead and show you what it sounds like when you do it with this one, which is a significantly better option. Or sound rather. So there it goes, and it's connecting. And we'll go ahead and pop into here, and now look at the mic. So when I bring the mic up to me, you can see it's actually picking up the mic, and if we start talking into it right now, we're going to get some really good audio out of the Boya mic connected to this, and I really loved that part of the X5, and now that people are saying that this happens, I'm really curious to see how this plays out. And it's not just the InstaFrame mode, I've tested it in some other stuff, like there's an issue with the firmware update because this InstaFrame mode is going to work fine. So we'll swipe that guy over. Start talking into it right now. We're going to get some really good audio out of the Boya mic connected to this, and I really loved that part of the X5. And now that people are saying that this happens, I'm really curious to see how this plays out. And it's not just the InstaFrame mode. I've tested it in some other stuff, like there's an issue with the firmware update because this InstaFrame mode is going to work fine. All right, and so there you have it. So it's just kind of a little obnoxious thing that whatever they did to that firmware update took that away from us. I'm going to go ahead and turn, actually, let's go ahead and, well, we'll delete that in a second. I want to show you the Ultra, though, because the Ultra actually works. So if we turn this guy over and we pop this thing here, let's go ahead and turn the camera on. And I just want to show you that the Ultra also works for this mode. So if I'm like this, testing, 1, 2, 3. The mic should have come, there it is. All right, so you guys can see the mic coming through right there, and it's working just fine. So if I start a recording, I do love that voice activation feature for the Insta360. It just works really well so far for me. But you can see that this is working. Oh, one other thing that's pretty cool about the Ultra now is it automatically switches back and forth between low light and standard light. It just recognizes if it's gotten brighter and it switches out of low light, and if it's dimmer, it'll switch into low light. And that was a complaint that people had early on, but it's not an issue anymore. They updated that firmware and they've done a great job with it. So there you go. Another nice thing about the Go Ultra is it switches the screen. Got it. It switches the screen really fast now. Wait, is it not going to do it? Oh, I locked it. That's why. So if I turn this and I unlock the screen, it does a really good job of switching the screen over. You see that? Like, how cool is that? It does such a good job of popping that thing one way or the other when you're looking at the data stuff. So if I turn like this, it'll go that way. And then if I turn like this, it comes back. There you go. Boom. Pretty cool, huh? So Insta360 is doing a good job with that, and I'm very happy about it. But here's the audio really quickly. So we'll just swipe over. I do love that voice activation feature for the Insta360. It just works really well so far for me. But you can see that this is working. Oh, one other thing that's pretty cool about the Ultra now is it automatic. All right, so we have those things working. One thing it will not work with is the Nano, just because you can't fit. Actually, wait, you might be able to fit this. No, yeah, you can't really fit it in there. because of the door. So that blocks that. Yeah. Just one of the negatives about the Nano, but it does have the DJI Mic 3, so that's not like a super big issue. You got a good quality mic like I have right here. That's the Mic 3. So just wanted to share that with you guys and make sure everybody's aware of it. All right. Remember, you're either going to sink or swim. Let's rise with the tide, and I'll see you on the flip side.